and welcome everyone to what will be for you, the normal YouTube, the next thing we do. Okay. YouTube just said no for last week. I think the members have it, but it was just like, we're not monetizing this. We're not monetizing. We're not monetizing this. So it didn't go up. Apologize for that. But hey, if you want to watch it, become a member. I think I know exactly what it is. I dropped a hard F-bomb.
Was it?
And I think
probably was. I'm surprised it wasn't me.
Oh no, it was mean. I think where like we've been trying, like there was that point where YouTube's like no swearing, so we just never swore, and it's kind of like become a part of the channel, like the thing they look for now. I think just dropping that hard one, they just went yeah, no, because it wasn't the Christmas music. I went back and made sure because I was really panicking about that. You can't hear it, or at least I didn't hear it. So
it's the one thing you don't remember doing.
Right, Kerry. Right.
That's just such an arbitrary thing. About YouTube, I've always thought it's like, why with the curse thing? It's like we're grown adults.
Because it's all they had that thing with the kids, with the underage kids going on, and advertisers were like, we advertise to children. We're America. We don't like swearing, but here's someone getting beheaded on YouTube. It's fine. It was that situation.
Such a weird.
The American sponsors, you can't swear.
That's such a like a gap. It's like,
but then there's apparently you can do it like after the first 30 seconds, and you can swear because there's tons of content creators that just blindly swear, and I'm like, I wish I could be you. But hey, apparently I say once, and YouTube slaps me in the nuts with it. So hey. Hopefully this will be up before episode 5 of Hawkeye. Hopefully, I'm not holding my breath, to be perfectly honest, but fingers crossed. Hopefully,
we will see it. Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be in the morning now as opposed to the evening. I know because me and Armin were talking about it. It's like, yeah, we're going to try and just shuffle things around a little bit. So it might be up the Tuesday before Hawkeye. It might be up on the Wednesday morning of Hawkeye episode 5. I don't know. In fact, hopefully it's just up for basic YouTube. If not, hi members, thank you for paying me money. So yeah, I am Mitch. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Mitch692, and of course I'm joined by Sean.
Hey, you can join me on Marvel the Martian _12 on Instagram.
Now, episode 4. I feel like this has been a lifetime away. I know it's been nearly a week because, fun fact, we're doing this on the Monday as opposed to the Friday we usually record. But it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah.
I feel like I've literally skipped a week.
I rewatched it early this morning just to be sure.
Yeah, nice.
Sure.
I meant to rewatch it. I then got sidetracked because it was the F1 season finale, race. I said season finale, the damn TV show. It was the final race of the season.
You hear that, guys? He puts F1 over.
I absolutely do. If people know that is my priority. Like I will.
You'll own it, right? Own it.
Yeah. It is my American football.
F1 seems fun. I've never watched it. But...
It can be. This season's been really good.
Fast car. I like fast.
If you want to just see if you can get into it without actually watching a race, watch Drive to Survive on Netflix.
Yeah, I think I watched an episode.
There's 3 seasons. I think season 4 is coming out like February time. So
fun fact, I love going fast in cars. When I was younger, I used to drag race all the time. So.
Who doesn't?
But now I drive a family vehicle.
I say now it's like the adult and the sense of mortality is kicked in. It's just like, oh God, duh.
I go 5 miles under the speed limit every day.
A journey everyone has. It will happen to you, kids. But that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about episode 4. I'm certain it's 4 of Hawkeye, which finally has the split blink and you miss it Florence Pugh appearance as Yelena Belova, which thank God.
Yeah.
See, this is my thing because like I feel like we can't really talk about her without talking about Kingpin as well, because there's this like war, this battle of who's gonna show up first and who's gonna show up when. And people are like, it's either 4, 5, and 6 for Kingpin. It's like, great, it's the back half. Well done. Anyone could have taken that guess. And it's like, it's going to be this week. It's like, oh, he doesn't show up. It's literally just a hand. And it's like, he's going to be in episode 5. It's like, well, episode 5 now, at least to me, narratively, seems to be more Yelena. Like, Yelena's been introduced at the end of 3, and now she's going to be primarily in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
5. She's introduced in 4. She's going to be in primarily 5. And then obviously Kingpin's going to be 6. Like, why? As if he's even in it. I'm with how these shows go. I'm expecting Kingpin right now to be the aerospace engineer from WandaVision. It's like, hey, I know a guy, and like, then we'll find that.
All I can say is like if anyone expected the character to be introduced in like anything earlier than the last episode, you're sort of like, you got to think about this though. Like, it's the big surprise, right?
It's the big bad. He's the guy behind it all.
You may not look. I think people have an expectation that he would have shown up in the middle of the season. It's like, no, you don't want to blow your load in the middle of the season. You know, you want that last exclamation point at the end of that episode.
It's actually no, I'm going to scratch that. It is he who remains. I can't remember the other version of Kang that he actually was playing.
Immortus,
thank you. Yes. It's the Immortus in Loki.
Yeah.
You know, you have your sprinkles throughout. You have your big, we're gonna chew the scenery for half an hour at the end, or for the full episode. I hope and pray that episode 6 is just the back of Vincent D'Onofrio for an hour talking to a painter. Please, that will make my life.
So I gotta ask a question. Just like, do you think it makes more of an impact to have that character be introduced in the middle of the season or at the end of the episode?
For me, it's the end.
Yeah, it's the explanation point.
Yeah. Especially if we didn't know Florence Pugh was in this show, fair enough, you could have had him show up with this episode.
Yeah. This is it's like a 7-layer cake almost, or 6-layer cake. I should
6.
say.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's my 7th episode? Like,
it's in next year, season 1.
You could have gone, it's the Assembled, and got away with it. It's like, no, well, fine.
Well, think of all these shows as a 6-layer cake.
Yeah.
And like each layer is like,
you start from the bottom, obviously, and go up.
Yeah. And like you would say that character would be the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to use that metaphor, but I'm making myself hungry by saying that. But
my dinner's in an hour as well. So
but I mean, it's true. You know, like I don't think it would be as satisfying to see the character come in the middle of the season and then he's going to leave. I would rather.
I will say, I know a certain someone's listening from the Facebook group. I hope they're listening anyway.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Your entire 6-month calendar of we're having 2 people on the same day. I do apologize. You're not. You're getting 1.
Sorry.
Eat the damn shoe, Nick.
Don't cry about it. But
he will be in it somehow, just not when you think he's going to be in it.
Yes.
And I'm going to be.
But yeah, I think Elena needed to be introduced anyways. You know.
Oh yeah, you can't end Black Widow that way and then not have her in the Hawkeye shows, like.
Yeah.
Especially when there's literally, here's a picture of Hawkeye in the Ronin costume. What's the show about? The Ronin costume.
It's all connected. But yeah, you know, I love I don't know where you want to start, but I think that the beginning.
The beginning's fantastic. Tony Dalton just Waluigiing it up, like chewing the. If they don't make him go like wah once in this show, then it's a service. Because oh my god, he'd be a fantastic Waluigi.
Oh yeah, he's a great actor though, man.
He even looks like he's in a show that's predominantly purple.
Yeah.
He looks like Waluigi. Where's his purple?
He does.
Just dress him. I hope and pray his costume is purple. Like,
if he doesn't get it, after this whole thing happens, if he doesn't get a live action version of Wario, we're missing something.
They're literally making a Mario movie. Like, where's his Waluigi role?
Oh, he's. I mean, but he's such a great actor though.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He plays the character very well.
I love it. Though this episode, that conversation to me really kind of like solidified that she's in on it as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah, because I think the ending of 3 as well, where he's like just snooping around and he gets the drop on Hawkeye, which is no one tends to do that. But the question is, it's one of those where it makes sense. The King Wilson Fisk would want a security firm. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't he? Like, man's got people coming after him 24/7. Like, a security firm makes sense. But it's one of those where are these two together for the sake of being together, like for an image, or is it actually genuine? I think this episode kind of went yes to both. It's like, is something genuinely there, and also they know about everything.
Yeah, he also could almost go at a different angle with this. It's like, does she know what he's doing, and does she know what he knows? Like, I feel like there's something.
Yeah, it could be one of those where like they're both in on it, but one's got another layer to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's Tony Dalton that's got another layer to it. Like,
oh yeah, he's got something interesting.
He's got a purple hat with a giant yellow L.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know if you caught an Easter egg. It was an Easter egg in one of the credit scenes. I can't remember what it was.
Credit scenes?
Yeah, there was a credit scene that was kind
this
of Easter
week.
Egg. I don't know if no. It was like an Easter egg in one of the credits, either the end credits or the beginning. I think it was the end credits. And like, I think it was last week's episode. They kind of hinted, like, I'm not going to say anything specific.
Credit scenes.
Not credit scenes. There's an Easter egg in the credits where they're playing the graphics of the Aja.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I should have been a little bit more specific.
Yeah, you were. I was like, have I been? Like, no one's been talking about this. What have I been? Really start. I was like,
I gotta tell you, on a sidebar though, I've had 80 text messages like, when is the post-credit scene? When are the post-credit scenes starting?
I'm not going to be shocked if it's episode 6 and that's the first time you see Vincent's face.
Or
that's what I'd want. I just want the back of him, and then just the credits is the front, and like I don't know.
Yeah,
he's just eating something. Yeah. He's like got the little purple, like the little like neckerchief and everything. It's like, oh, it's done.
The neckerchief.
That'd be fine with me. I'm a simple human being. I'm easily pleased.
But so, where do you want to start? The beginning or the?
I mean, we're already on there with the parents and that opening scene. Yeah. That might as well.
Okay.
Well, what's this Easter egg? What's this Easter egg?
I mean, it's the Easter egg that kind of homages like the Jack's character.
The circus bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hay bales and the flags. Yeah, I clocked that straight away. I was like, hang on a minute.
I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Like,
I want to say
I'm not. Did you?
I think so. Yeah. Because I said about the whole circus angle because of the credits. Or that.
Oh. Did I?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we talked about it or if I talked. I definitely.
It might have been you and Armin talking about it.
I say it might be me and Armin actually, because I tend to get these conversations confused. I definitely brought up that circus in the credits.
I mean, that's why people do look alike and sound alike. Perfectly reasonable.
I would say one's European, but aren't you part Italian?
You
have Italian?
Part Italian. I have German, Italian, Irish, Dutch.
Yeah, so I can't even bring up the bloody European side because you're both from over here.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we're both pale white, so.
I mean, one lives in the mountains. You haven't got an excuse. You're in California. You should be getting the sun.
It's true. Yeah, I got a lot of vitamin C going.
You don't have weather over there. Right.
Yeah, there's like one. There's two. slightly less warm and warm.
Yeah.
80%. But yeah, back to the show. So did you? So, what are your theories on the watch now?
I'm falling into, and I've become quite fond of this Linda Is it Linda Cardellini, his wife?
Yeah,
Linda Cardellini, like, is absolutely not necessarily but a Mockingbird.
I mean, it does. She does give you that idea, like
it's just like, she speaks German. She's in the know to what this, like, she says it's beeping. Like, why would she know what's going on with it if she wasn't like a spy in the same business?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting thing, right? To take that character to the next level. Like, how many movies has that character been in? Like, I think she's been in what, two movies?
She was in one.
Oh, one.
She was in Age of Ultron. You saw her face as the phone picture in. No, I tell a lie. I'm full of crap. She is in
Endgame, right?
Endgame at the start. I forget about that. So she's had two.
At the very end, right?
She's had 6 minutes total on screen, spread across 2 films.
Yeah, I like that theory. I like that theory.
It doesn't make her role any particularly better. Like, for at least from an actor perspective, like, she still hasn't really got anything to chew on, but there's a possibility she could do something if that's the case. You could then be like, oh yeah, she's the older sister to Bobby, and Bobby was also in. She's also now the Mockingbird, and you can, maybe. I doubt it'd be Pilecki. I'd love it if Pilecki came back. And it's like, hey, my sister.
But did it take you back a little bit when you seen that scene though? Did it just really kind of like, oh, really?
What did the watch has got like all the kids' names on it and she knows? That's it.
Well, just that whole scene where she's like talking to Clint about it, and like it's like she's.
I'll be honest, I didn't notice it at first. I didn't think anything of it. Yeah, it's only watching it again for the commentary. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of, she knows something.
It's kind of odd, right? Like there's something underneath that she's not. There's nothing been talked. I feel like it's an interesting if it does come true. If it theory does.
If she actually is a Mockingbird, I mean, she could even be the Mockingbird. To be honest, like, do we even know her name?
I mean, like, if you remember correctly, in Age of Ultron, he says that S.H.I.E.L.D. took him off the grid, basically. Who's to say that they don't change her name?
Yeah. If she's retired with the kids, it would make sense. But yeah.
I'm not confirming or denying this, but
I can't remember. Like, I want to say Laura. I don't know. Do we actually know his wife's name?
She says Laura. He says Laura a lot. Laura is her name. But I mean, like, that's the name that he keeps saying.
It is Laura. Yeah. I just, but that was a total brain fart. I haven't. I'm running. I'm getting hungry. I'm running on fumes. I haven't. My drink's empty. Like, I'm just like. Also, it's getting slightly hot in this room. So.
But like, it's a very interesting. Like that. I remember watching that for the first time, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
So I think it was really subtle. It might be how I watch it. I tend to literally watch it, jump on the computer to do the commentary, and then either I'll watch it again properly or we'll just jump do something else. So I haven't. My way of watching is really weird, but the first time I saw it, I didn't. I was like, it's just.
You didn't think of anything under it, right?
Yeah. And
it's kind of like
the commentary. I'm like, oh yeah, she's shady, she's funky.
But I think I love the theories that go around that it's that belongs to Tony and it unlocks. Like I hear all these complicated theories and stuff like that.
I was on that. Like, is it like, could it have been the watch he had in Civil War? But then you look at the watches, it's not the same watch, so no.
Same watch, yeah.
And then why would she be like, that was supposed to be destroyed? It's like, oh, it's supposed to be destroyed because it has her past life and her real name and who she is on it.
Yeah. The big question is, why was it an Avengers compound?
When did the compound get made?
I think it was after Age of Ultron. when the compound
which is after. Oh.
Maybe the year between Civil War and Age of Ultron, maybe.
Yeah, because I was gonna say maybe it was a Hydra thing, but Winter Soldier, they weren't in the compound, were they?
No.
So that's that.
But I think it took place. I think the compound was between Age of Ultron and Civil War.
I would say they were in the compound. The Age of Ultron ends with them at the compound, so obviously there's a bit of a time skip there. But
yeah,
unless they were building it during Age of Ultron, but we never really got.
I mean, I think the compound was a reaction to what happened in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, getting out of the city and all
then,
that.
Yeah, and then that was possibly a time jump. I don't know. I don't know that part. So. But like the interesting part is like, why was that watch in Avengers compound to begin with? You know, like.
Yeah, I wonder if it's one of those. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's
maybe it's there for safekeeping. I don't know. You know.
Yeah. I'm just happy the watch is like being brought back up in the show because
it's a very sneaky and spy thing to do too. So.
Yeah. But like this is a gripe I do have with this show. They weren't clear that the watch was going to be important at the start. Just like, oh yeah, here's just the random watch from Avengers compound. It's gone. And it's like, well, what happened to it? Like, it just disappeared. And now it's like come back. Like,
I think the writers had two things going on. You know, I think they were setting up the watch, and then you got the tracksuits, and then you got what's going on behind the scenes with the tracksuits. So after that was kind of brought to light, I think that's when they brought back up the watch. I honestly, I don't like it.
So the tracksuits were after the watch, right?
No, the tracksuits stole the watch.
Yeah, so I'm saying like they were at the auction, the black market auction with like the Ronin suit and the sword. They busted in for the watch.
They busted in, yeah.
But for the watch.
If you listen to like one of them talk, they said bro.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like when they busted into the auction for it, they were after the watch.
Yeah, they were looking specifically for the watch.
Yes. Right, cool.
Because Maya was looking for the watch.
Yeah. It's just that at least for me, it might, I might, if I watch it again, it'll probably be clearer. But like it was because the way they hand like the watch and where it went and who had it, it was a bit.
Well, think about it though, it's like so the watch doesn't get brought back up until Maya was introduced, basically. So
I thought it didn't get brought back up until this episode.
No, it was brought. It was talked about. I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't. So Maya was introduced in episode 3, right, or episode 2?
She was the end of episode 2.
So episode 3
was the car chase with her and all that.
And then episode 4 was just recently. So
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much time you would have to bring back that watch between those two episodes. I think maybe this was the right time.
Possibly, yeah. It just, I don't know. It just felt a little bit weird. Not weird, but it didn't felt clear the watch was of significance. It just felt like another random lot thing from the black market. It's like, oh, cool. We have, here's the skull, here's a suit, here's a sword, here's a watch. No.
Yeah. Well, I think that's maybe one of the problems with the episode counts, because it's like you kind of have to with the episode. I honestly like the 6 episode counts. To be quite honest,
I like 6.
Because it forces the writers to tighten up the scripts and not give you a lot of filler.
You don't get Daredevil moping in a corner after getting his ass beaten the whole way for 3 episodes.
Yeah, but it forces the writers to tighten the scripts up to the point where you're not just walking around for 15 minutes or talking about nothing for 15 minutes, whatever, but it on the flip side, it brings up problems like this which you have, which is what's the right time to bring this watch back up, but I feel like that it kind of I think it did a good job for seeing how the episodes came, because episode 1, it's always the introduction, and then episode 2 and 3 were kind of happening concurrently. So there were the watch was brought up on episode 1, then by episode 3 you're dealing with what happened before, and then by episode 4 they bring the Watch back up, and I think the Watch is definitely going to be a focal point from here on in, till the end of the episode.
Because I always assumed the Watch was going to come back because it seemed like it should have been important. I just never got the impression. I'm going to watch it. I haven't rewatched them since the commentary, so like
because I think
need to go back.
This kind of foreshadows that a little bit because the suit is like that's what because at that point that's the only thing Clint knows. He doesn't know about the Watch until episode I think 4.
Yeah,
so it's like
why did they go into Maya's apartment again?
Because if you the scene before that was her saying this is where we've traced the Watch to.
Because Laura brings it up, doesn't it? Yeah. She tells him that's
so this is the coordinates where it's going off, and then this is where it is.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They didn't know. Well, they didn't know it was her apartment until I think until Kate was in the apartment or something.
It's when like she's literally showing up and it's like there are alarms for deaf people. It's like yeah,
flashing lights. Yeah. And then you
which really that was a nice little touch because I didn't even think of it. I was like, why is this flashing light? Like, obviously, it's got to be some kind of alarm, but it's like, oh yeah, deaf people can't have BP alarms. Like, it's just my like ignorant brain being like, oh yeah, that's something you just don't think about, isn't it?
It's a nice little detail that they put in there. Then the Play-Doh arrow comes back into effect.
Yeah, I love those. That's so fun.
Yeah, I always go back to I love how Haley's playing this character.
Oh, she's fantastic.
And like the dynamic between the two are great. And then like the scene between the fights, God, man, I'm having a brain fart. The concurring fights that's happening between Maya and Kate.
I really like that Maya's like right here. It's like, no, Maya's in front of me. Like, I really like that. It's like, oh, who is it? And it's like that meme where the meme in the church where it's like there's 3 people in the line and a sniper looking down. I love that meme.
Well, I mean, I think the fighting styles definitely give it away. You can right off the bat know, especially after watching Black Widow, that's.
I will admit I've chosen to take it as character growth, but when we first see Yelena, admittedly she's in the mask, she does pose.
Yeah,
and it's like, hang on a minute.
Well, I mean,
she's either had very good character development or.
I would go in that direction because it's like, I think at this point she's like mourning and maybe paying homage to her sister.
I like the idea that Valentina's told her she has to be a bit more flamboyant. Yeah, she's picked up the flamboyancy from Valentina and she's using the flamboyancy she knows.
I like that. I always got it that it's just like, she in the movie she's making fun of her, but then like by the end of the movie, you can tell that like she's like.
It's one of those because she does it in the movie ironic. Well, she doesn't do it ironic. She does it and then she kind of like regrets doing it. And obviously we've had a bit of time. It's like it is. I think probably one of those where you say something ironically, but then you do it too much and it becomes part of your vocabulary.
Part of your vocabulary, that's exactly what I was like. That it becomes kind of muscle reflex where you're like, you don't even know you're doing it. Now
and then you kind of clock yourself and you're like, oh god damn it.
But I think at this point, I think at this point she's accepted that. She's that person, and like I think at this point when you meet her more, when you hear her have conversations, you're gonna see more of Natasha in her. And then you're also gonna see how Valentina kind of manipulates.
It's molded her slightly into the.
Oh yeah. You're gonna see that. And it's gonna be very interesting to see the other characters that she's recruited. How they
spoilers.
Yeah. So and it's gonna be very interesting when that character kind of gets reintroduced to see how he is, where he's at this time, because like
Johnny Walker,
John Walker, yeah, like when we left him, he was at a certain place. So you're doing a big giant. You're gonna see. It's kind of almost uniform, if it makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get you mean.
Like
yeah.
you're gonna see like
almost like they're a team.
Yeah, maybe.
like a Dark Avengers, maybe.
I don't know what that means, but yes. But
yeah. I mean, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I assume we're gonna get obviously a lot of that in episode 5.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the fun one. I think.
I say part of me, they did during the fight. They had her use the stingers, which were red. I didn't notice, and obviously that's the big giveaway who it is.
Yeah.
Or even it might not, it's obviously a widow, not necessarily Yelena. It could we obviously knew it was Yelena, but just even a widow.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where it's like they revealed it there, then they revealed it with the mask coming off. I'm like, you could have just held off until the mask. Like you could have just done that.
That's an interesting thing you said, because like the stingers, that's another giveaway of where Yelena is now. She's so when we left her in Black Widow, she was like very optimistic and happy. Not happy, but like very optimistic. I can honestly say, right?
Yeah.
We agree that
until the post-credit scene.
Until the post, but it like that was but like when we get back into the show, we're thinking that's like months after that meeting.
Yeah.
So
which is obviously like 5 years after the end of the movie.
And I can say that this is going to be like, I think I'm going to predict that this is probably going to be one of the people's favorite episodes, because
I'm expecting it to be honest.
Just the conversation between Clint, because up to this point, I think this has been the most growth that Clint has ever had in any of the.
It's the most. He had the most growth 20 minutes into the first episode.
But like this is how you do PTSD right, I think, because Iron Man, was it 3 or 2 or what? I can't. It was 3.
Iron Man 3 was yeah.
So I mean, there was nothing against that. I did like that, but like, I think the way they're characterizing the PTSD that Clint has is the most realistic version of that.
See, I'm very much on they're different people. You get affected, like that depression. No one takes depression in the same way. I mean, this is for Tony to put everything he has into the suits.
Yeah,
and that's how he does his depression. Like, and always PTSD. Like that to me is like.
I'm not dinging that that part. I mean, look, for what it is, it was great, and I'm not saying that it was portrayed wrong. I'm just saying, like, look, as a person that has been in the armed forces,
it's the more relatable for you.
Yeah, I can say that I can relate to.
Yeah.
How Clint is. I mean, I can say most people that have been in active duty can probably more relate to what Clint is feeling and how he's reacting to it too.
Yeah.
Like Tony seen some stuff, but I think what Clint seen, and I'm not even saying just an Endgame. I'm talking about from A to Z. Like yeah. I think the seeing of his best friend dying, I think they're a little bit more impactful in that sense than I think. Yeah. But like I said, Tony's version, that's fine, and I'm not. But it's like the stakes of what he was going through is a lot lower than what Clint, I think, is going through. Because Clint is like. I mean, I think when they were, I think the first episode, I think that was probably, I think I related to that scene a lot, because it's like, that's exactly what you feel when you're reminded of something, like something triggers you.
Yeah.
But I mean, back to like, I think this is the best version of Clint that you could possibly
hands
do.
down, hands down.
You know, like and I love the interpretation that he's doing. You know, he's more like a dry humor. I mean, this is some of the line deliveries. You know, like at the very end when he's like, "This is not a partnership. This just got very real."
Yeah, he's
like
you're going home now.
Yeah,
which
I
say I hope. I know full well Bishop, the character, she's not going to go home. Like I need that Yelena and Kate Bishop talk. I want to see how those two.
There's going to be a lot of interaction, but I'm looking forward to the more of the Clint Yelena thing. To be honest,
I mean, the both as a whole, but to me, it's the legacies.
Yeah, I want to see
talking
the reaction
about how they view, how you view everything.
Yeah,
because I just want to, like, you know, one's more family, one's like, you know, idolized since she was what, like 9, whatever. Like, it's, I don't know, there's a very interesting dynamic there that I just want to see go on.
Yeah, for sure. Because by the end of the season, you're gonna see that Kate is kind of Clint's family, unofficially.
Yeah.
So but I think I'm looking forward to just like that emotional conversation
the
between
gut punch,
Yelena and Clint, and just how Yelena reacts to this. Because I mean, I know she knows that she's being played in a way, but I think
because she's not stupid.
Yeah, but I think deep down inside, she's just like, I'm gonna accept any type of answer that anybody's giving me, and I'm gonna focus on that. And then like you're gonna hear Clint's side of the story, and then it's gonna be kind of like you weren't there. I don't, it's just gonna be one of those scenes where like I think it's gonna give both actors a nice time to kind of just strip down everything and just acting. And you take away the costumes, you take away the bow and arrow, you take away the silly putty arrows, and it's just
just the acting.
Yeah, it's just two characters just playing off each other, and it's like I think you get that a lot, and I love the dynamic between Kate and him, but it's like that's the one thing I'm most looking forward to is like that conversation, because Clint, I think if anybody, they both need that conversation to happen. I think Clint needs to take that, deflate the like he's carrying the. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this gonna be demonetized? I'm sorry.
So we're gonna wrap it up in a minute, so I know I got to edit at the end.
Sorry, but like
don't do it again.
It's gonna give Clint a chance to just lift that weight off his shoulders, and it's gonna give Yolanda the closure that she needs. It's gonna. I think at the end of the episode, you're gonna see, I don't know, a mutual, respect for each other.
Oh yeah,
they're not gonna kill him, and she's not gonna kill him. So.
I mean, I'd hope not. Well, to be fair, you could easily kill. I say easy. You could kill Clint and still have a Hawkeye. If you've got Kate, it's fine. No.
Yeah, I think the problem is like the scenes that you see in the trailer, it hasn't come out yet, so you know that he's still alive, but like.
Yeah. I totally forgot about the whole him getting the suit in the Die Hard bit.
But you're right, though. You could take Clint off the board, and it still could be a very great episode. But I think you need Clint in a way.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
And like Clint ain't going nowhere after this, man. He's not. It's not like he's dying. Spoiler alert.
He's just dying. Retiring again.
Quote unquote retiring. Yes.
He's on call, is what he is. He's not working, but if you need him, he's there.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like what the comic book did in a way, because Clint was still active as the character. You're not going to get Jeremy Renner active as the character as much as what the character in the comic was, but like he's gonna be there, especially with Kate.
It's like Hulk and Thor as well. Like obviously half of the original 6 we lost, so we have 3 replacements, and we can't. You could make 3 back somehow, but the other 3 are still there.
Sam is there too, but he just doesn't have that mentor.
Yeah, so I'm saying half the original 6 that have been replaced,
or
they don't have their mentors there.
Or does he? Or does
I suppose Steve's on the news, isn't he?
Or does he? I'm not spoiling anything from here on in.
Well, you're saying he.
Yes. Yeah. He. I can tell you later. I'll tell you later.
I was gonna say because Sam's the only he we currently have that the legacy.
I'll tell you later.
So yeah, we're gonna end this in a minute, and
when we're not recording, I will tell you. but Sam will have a mentor in a way. He'll be a person who will be around to. I don't know. Comfort is not the word I would say. I'm not gonna say. Especially not on recording, but
no,
going back.
Anyway, we're gonna end this on that note. I'm ending it right there on that note.
All right.
Episode 4 was I really liked it. It's definitely my favorite one so far. I'm expecting the Yelena Clint moment or episode to be the best one personally.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be the best one in terms of emotional
character.
Punch. Yeah, I mean, people are going to be like, when a character finally arrives, that's going to be the best episode. But like,
yeah, but that's a biased take I find with that one because it's such the like, oh, we're here for Kingpin.
Yeah.
It very well could be the best one. I'm not going to take it away, but I feel like that's.
I think it's going to be a different in terms of how you value best. Best could be the person like he's been waiting. That person's been waiting for the character to be reintroduced, and like, oh my god, he's here. This is the best episode, Or
I feel like it's the unfair one. It's the unfair one. Like, you actually,
I take that one off the board because I automatically know that people are gonna love that episode.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's not any secret if that person shows up on screen, people are gonna be like, yeah. So I take that one off the board, but I think that the fair one is, I think the next episode, I think is gonna be. I think people are gonna be happy.
Unless you're one of these, like, I only like the action. If there's no action in it, then it's boring.
Go watch a Zack Snyder movie or something.
Oh, that was. Dislike this video. I can't see it, but dislike this video. Tell me you dislike it.
Or you just send me all the hate mail. I don't care.
So hopefully normal YouTube will have this. I hope you do. If not, well done, members. You got another. You get the rest.
Sorry. that was on me.
So yeah, we'll catch you all next time. So bye bye.
Bye bye.